Hello, everybody. I'm Law of the West, and welcome to day 4. Wow, yeah, day 4 of the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo. Today is Aegis Dynamics. It's their turn to step up to the plate and show us what they got. And this is very, very impressive. I'm very impressed by what I've seen so far, and I just can't. I cannot wait to show you. I cannot wait to speak actual sentences either. And is this the Valiant? Yeah, this is the Valiant. So this has got to be the regular edition over here, the Gladius. Oh my god. I love the Gladius. It just has such a sleek, proper spaceship kind of look to it. It always has. And it's been around for a while, and it hasn't aged a day. God bless you in your service. You are a magnificent ship. And I love the loadout changes that they did to it just recently, where it gives they gave it 3 size 3 fixed weapons, which is right up my alley. I love using that kind of payload when I'm fighting. So we're just going to walk down this wing first, and we'll go check out the Comet. I'm going to try not to break my legs in the process. The Comet, you know, I was on the fence with the Comet for a while, but it looks like these are Omni-Skies. Let's see. I didn't check out what the new loadout for the Comet is. I know it still has the Pyro Bursts in the back, and the Pyro Bursts are so expensive that it makes the price of this ship worth it just for that alone. Now, if you like getting up close and personal with your weapons, this is definitely the ship to do it. My only complaint, it's not really a complaint, it's kind of a comment, is I wish it had mono-boated weapons. You know, all 4 of the same weapon on it. And that's why I like the just original default Saber, because it just comes with 4 size 3 Panthers on it. And that's its new loadout. Before it had like 2 Panthers, and it had 2 Badgers that were gimbaled, I believe. And yeah, I hate the split loadout thing. I hate when you have gimbaled and fixed on the same ship, and you have your pips split up. Yeah, that bugs the crap out of me. So, I love the change, love what they did with it, and this, in case you don't know, is without a doubt the best dogfighter in the game right now. Now, owning a Saber is not a substitute for skill. Just getting in the cockpit of one of these does not make you a great pilot, but in the hands of a great pilot, these ships are unprecedented. And of course, we have the Saber Raven, the ultimate in trolling technology. It is not a troll ship. It is proper. Yeah, sure it's not. No, this is a very sleek, very beautiful ship. And in case you don't know, this was a package deal with a piece of hardware that was displayed last year. So you can't just buy it in-game. You can't buy it in the store. But you will be able to buy it in-game eventually, so until then, I will just sit here and admire it from a distance, because I am not buying any new hardware just to get a ship. Sorry. And I believe I see Eclipse in front of me over there, and the Avengers series as well, which we'll get to. The Avengers series is really, really neat. I have a lot to talk about with that ship. Wow, that coffee is not agreeing with me. It's fighting back. That's okay, I'll win. I always win. The Eclipse is another just really, really beautiful ship when you first look at it. I mean, this caught my attention right from the start. And when they finally get the stealth mechanics in, and I know stealth mechanics are kind of in the game, so here's the damage right away. But it's at tier 0 level of implementation. And when stealth becomes a lot more of a thing, this ship is just going to be a thing to be feared. Yeah, it's got some of the biggest torpedoes in the game. It carries 3 of them. And when it can just show up, deliver its payload, and then disappear, that is just going to be... that is going to be something to be feared in general. And of course we have the Hammerhead. I've gone over the Hammerhead in detail exclusively in other videos, so I'm not going to go inside and walk around. Yeah, music is so soft in the background. I might have to bump that up and post a little bit. want to hear at least a little something going on out there. But yeah, this is just another one of those. I'm a little surprised, actually, they got this on the showroom floor. Just because of the sheer size of it, and the fact that there's one outside, too. So, you know, bookends. Man, look at that. Most impressive turret in the game. Without a doubt. Yeah, I said that to every one of my friends who picked up a Hammerhead. You will not regret it. This is just a beast of a ship, and it's so much fun. As long as you have friends to take along with you, and if you don't, you'll make friends quick. Because it is a fun ship to get into and just tear stuff up with. Oh, and the Vanguard series. What are we looking at here? The Warden. These ships are tough as nails. And if you don't know about them, they're described as endurance, durability, and forward-facing firepower. And they live up to it. These are tough ships. I've never had more difficulty punching through the shields of a ship before than I had with a Vanguard. And like as the game gets bigger and bigger, is this the hoplite? This looks like the hoplite. Yeah, it's a hoplite. You can tell by this bigger extended out, and we called it a gangplank, but this ramp that goes into it and the area around it, it's much wider than the other ones. Yeah, this ended up being a lot better dropship than I had ever previously gave it credit for, especially when you consider price compared to what you're getting for it. And the Prowler, the only bad thing about the Prowler is like it's double taxed. I believe it's got the military tax on it, and it's got the alien tax on top of it, so it is incredibly expensive. But it's an amazing dropship. I'm really hoping there's some information about that on the Alien Tech Day. Because I haven't heard anything about that ship in quite a while. And yeah, the good old-fashioned Retaliator. Oh, I will definitely be renting you. Now mark my words, one day this ship is going to get the love it deserves, and it is going to be great again. I've always loved the way this looked. Ever since I first saw it, I fell in love with this ship. But it kind of got like a little bit of work, and then it got put on a shelf, and there's been no word about the modularity units being put into it. And I mean, originally I think just the base was $150, and for $150, I mean, God, it'd be worth buying and just putting on a shelf and waiting later on for it to kind of get, like I said, the love that it deserves. It's a beautiful ship. And it's, if you don't know, it has two modular swappable compartments inside that could be replaced with elements to allow, elements to allow this to be a drop ship, two torpedo bays, living quarters, a whole list of things. And then the possibility of other modules being put into there, also the ability to haul cargo. And then it has like 5 turrets around the outside of it. Yeah. Sleek, beautiful, big. I know this is one of those ships that's been out for a long time, but I just cannot help but just walk around it and give it a little bit more attention. And of course, over here we have the Avengers. The Avengers series, was that the Warlock? Yeah, it was a Warlock. That's the one that has the EMP module in it. The Titan. Now, the Titan was the ship that I've given, like, my seal of approval of being, like, the #1 kind of starter ship to pick and get into the game. I know this isn't officially a starter ship. They do have a game package that comes associated with this ship. And the main reason why I like this version of this ship is because it comes with a little bit of everything. I always described it as taking the Aurora and the Mustang and putting it in a blender and getting a ship that had the best of both options. And specifically the Titan, because the Titan can haul cargo in this area right here. And the Stalker can't. And in this area you have like a little areas for like your private stuff, stash, equipment. Do you mind? Rude. Go, get by me, spaz hole. See, okay, you happy now? Did you see what you got to see? Go, get out of here. You're holding up progress. And it has an internal, like, spawn point, too, of the bed, which is becoming more and more important as the game goes on. Are you trying to shut it on me, jackass? Go away. Go do your thing. Get out of here. Get away from me. And the Stalker, this is more geared towards bounty hunting. Now, unfortunately, you can't have these pads in here and haul cargo at the same time. And there's been some talks about whether or not you're going to be allowed to remove those these prisoner bays and haul cargo with the ship. I don't think they're going to do it. I think they're going to leave these as individual ships with no modularity and no ability to rip stuff out and replace them with other things. And this ship originally years ago was billed as being a modular ship, meaning you could buy the base model and I could do something like put the Warlock's EMP in it, or take the EMP out and put the prisoner pods in it, or take the prisoner pods out and haul cargo. That would be great, but I still don't think they're going to do it. And this, of course, is the Master of Flight version of the Titan Renegade. Now, what's the major difference between this and the Titan? Now, if you wanted to buy this ship and haul cargo, I would suggest getting the Titan Renegade while you can. And the main reason behind it, this ship is a little bit more combat ready and durable than the regular Titan is. And if you look in the stats, it actually weighs more. That's because it has heavier armor. It's a little bit slower because of that, but I think that durability is worth it. So I think that's about it for this floor. I'm ready to move on and go on. That's the thing that's so impressive about this expo, is it has 3 floors of stuff to check out. And I haven't even seen the second floor yet. I've gone around here a little bit and just checked this out, and that's about it. I rented a few things. Because Aegis right now, I believe, is the one manufacturer that has the most ships associated with its title right now. And at least as far as in-game flyable ships go. And my god, it shows. It definitely shows. So I'm going to get back in the elevator. We're going to go up to floor B and check out to see what's there. It's kind of tough to get the elevator going right now because the expo has just started. 3 floors, 1 elevator, and everybody's rushing to get on it. And the minute you get on, there's like 10 people already there, and every spaz hole is clicking buttons immediately. So let's play elevator bingo and see if we can get to the floor we want to get to. The last time I was in there, I was crammed in with like literally... Oh, nice. Nobody. No waiting. Alright, let's go to floor B. And look at that. Idris Pavilion. And I think I have a little sip of coffee while we wait. Oh, jeez. Wow, that was quick. It didn't even give me a chance to get a sip of coffee there. Yeah, I'm drinking from not so much a cup right now as I am a mug. Technically, I think that qualifies actually as a pint. Do we got, like, one of you on every floor here, buddy? I can live with that. I mean... Oh my god, it's the Idris. And for everybody who said we're not going to see any capital class ships at this expo, yep, sure are right there, pal. Wow. You are an impressive ship. And this doesn't surprise me one bit, seeing this here at the expo, because for people who don't know, for a very brief period of time, you could pull an Idris into your hangar if you owned one. And you knew they were doing that in anticipation of this very moment. I mean, honestly, you can put 2 and 2 together and figure out what's going on there. Now, I guarantee you can't get into this ship. You might be able to do that little tricky thing where you can clip the camera into it in certain areas if they didn't put the collision on really well, but I want to see if I can get down in the pit, because I believe the other floor option is up there above where we are right now. But I'm going to walk all the way around this guy because this is very impressive, and I don't know how long it's going to be before I get a chance to see something like this again. Like, when is this going to be in-game? No idea. But I know previously we saw footage of this being in the game, operated by a team of people, fully done interior. This has to be done for Squadron 42, so you know it's going to become a priority. So we might be seeing this sooner than later. And I'll be keeping my eyes open on the roadmap, because you know as soon as it becomes available, or as soon as it's set in the schedule for the general public to know, it's going to appear on there, because it is just going to make the community go bonkers. And the game really should be able to handle a ship of this size now. That's what OCD is all about. Did I say OCD? OCS. Sorry about that. Yeah, you know, it's on my mind. But object container streaming is exactly that, and LOD, basically. Those two features is what's going to allow ships like this to be in the game. I mean, I'm running around this thing right now, and I'm not getting any drops in frame rate or any hits at all. And I realize it's not fully functional, it's not running, and I don't even know if there's an interior in this ship. But that shouldn't matter. Because the way the game's structured right now, if I'm not inside of the ship, then my client doesn't do any of the processing for anything that is inside of the ship. As far as my aspect of the game is concerned, the inside of the ship doesn't exist, whether it's actually there or not, or whether there's 50 people inside of it or nobody inside of it. So that shouldn't give me a performance hit in the least. Let's just stop and just take a little look at this. This is looking a lot more impressive than I remember it looking. Yeah, just from previous footage, it always kind of reminded me of a giant flying wedge, and this doesn't have that wedge appearance. This seems to be a lot more, a lot more horizontal in its construction than I remember it being. But yeah, this is a very impressive ship, and they are offering upgrade packs from the civilian version of the IDRIS to the military. Oh my god. Holy crapola. Look at that thing. Wow. Like I was just saying before I got sidetracked by that. Holy garbage. But they're offering upgrades. So anybody who bought a regular IDRIS can now actually have a military version with military spec weapons, military spec gear, and military spec components, which is kind of amazing. You are one beautiful ship. I mean, looking at it right now, I had my doubts that this was actually worth the money to spend on it. But if I actually saw this thing right here in the deck, and I had, previously, dropped down the, well, it was originally like 1,000. I think it's like 1,500 for this guy. But man, that's, do you realize how long you're going to have to grind to earn something like this in the game? I mean, that's going to be like a year-long grind. This is an absolutely gigantic ship. And the idea of only carrying around 2 Gladiuses inside of it is a joke. You're going to be able to carry a lot more than that inside. I mean, hell, we took something like the Valkyrie, which is only supposed to carry 1 small vehicle in it, and we shoved 8 Noxes inside, and we still had room for more. So I think there's going to be a similar situation like this, where if you're creative and you know how to park, you're probably going to get a whole small fleet of small fighters in this ship. It'll be very, very interesting and fun to try. I think that's about it for this. I'm going to go up in the balcony area because I think it just is a different vantage point to look at this same ship from. And I was going to check it out just in case. I was there before, but like the first time I jumped into the expo, none of the ships had spawned in. And if that happens to you, like you come in here and it's just empty, jump out, jump onto a new server, and that usually fixes the problem. You get on again, and there's still no ships on it. Try it a third time. It'll eventually work for you, trust me. I've had to do that before myself. Not a big deal. And a word to the wise, if you are waking up in a hab over here in Lorville, make sure to strip your armor off, because you can just run around a lot faster and a lot longer without it. And essentially, that's kind of like what you're going to be doing a lot of. Man, I swear these guys just like aim for you. You know, something this big and this cool deserves a second look. Freaking G-force. Oh, God. My whole window just minimized for a second there. I didn't know what was going on. It's just G-force being aggressive. Oop. Yeah, you get to get up a little bit closer and a little bit more personal from here. Man, look at those guns. Look at those choppers. Yeah, this is worth going over a second time and taking a look at this ship. Whoa! Let's see if there's some proper stairs over at this side. Oh, there is. Alright, I don't even have to get creative with it. Whoa, okay, yeah, this was worth it. This was worth it. Let's get up close and personal. I want to get closer to this thing. Wow, my God. Yeah, imagine that coming at you. This is what we call the Kraken killer right here. One shot. Oh, I bet I made a lot of people upset with that comment. You're not going to be able to kill it with one shot. Calm down. I'm just kidding. Calm down. Yeah, no rent option with this ship. For obvious reasons. Jeez. Even the landing gear's impressive. Look at that. And one of those rhinos up there? Look at the way they're huge. Yeah, cargo. Argo hangar. Nice. Argo cargo. You are one magnificent beast, I'll tell you that. I'll tell you, I am in over my head when it comes to this game as it is already, so I will not be buying an IDRIS. Not now, not anytime soon. But, oh, this is making me drool over this ship. This makes me really wish I could. If you can only buy one ship, make it this gigantic beast. Well, I think I'm going to call it here. I definitely took my time looking at the IDRIS, but I think it was worthwhile. Thank you for joining me for this episode, and I hope to see you back here again. I'm your host, Law of the West. Take care, everyone.